Assalamualaikum and good day. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, we will discuss on how to solve quadratic inequalities. Okay, there are three ways of solving quadratic inequalities. First, we can solve it graphically, okay, or by using real number line, or by using table of signs. Okay, so let me get it them all. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so for this one, first step, we need to bring all the x's on one side. Okay, so we need to make sure it's greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay, then afterwards we have to make sure the x squared that we have is positive. Okay, after that then we can continue. So we can factorize them. You can use your calculator, the EQN function, but you need to write it in this form, okay, in the factor form. Okay, so x minus 2, x plus 1. Okay, now for this one, for graphical, we need to know where is the root. Okay, so we need to assume that we are solving for quadratic equation. Okay, that's why we let it everything equals to 0 instead of the initial problem greater than 0. We just need to know where there's the value. Okay, so from here we get x equals 2, x equals I made a mistake. Plus there. Okay, so minus 1. Okay, from here we know that we will have a smiley function, or maybe we use red color. Okay, we have smiley function like that, where it intersect at x equals minus 1 as x equals 2. Now from here, maybe I use green color to demonstrate. So we have over here we have two kinds of value that we have to consider. The first kind of value is the positive value. The line is on top of the x-axis, the black line, horizontal line, and the one is negative, is always stays below the horizontal line or x-axis. So we want to make sure whether it's the green one or the blue one that we are looking for. So where we have to look for it, we have to look at the inequalities when we do the factorization over here, the one that I highlight in yellow. So from there we know we want greater than 0, positive value. So positive value is the line that I just scribble with green color. So the green color, the interval for green color is it's from minus infinity up until minus it's blue. Later you get confused. Okay, it's minus infinity until minus 1. Okay, so since it's a greater than 0, no equal sign, it's open bracket, and over here also open bracket. No, now the blue one we don't want because it's a negative. Okay, now the second interval, the green one, is over here on the right hand side of 2. So it runs from 2 to positive infinity. Infinity always get open bracket. Okay, never in the question or in the solution you will get something like this. If you get something like this, for example, as your answer, you might make a mistake or you might be wrong somewhere. Okay, somewhere at the back. Okay, so please take note about that. So our solution for the inequality is these two interval. So how we're going to combine them is easy. Just copy paste them over here. Okay, and then just put a union symbol between them. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay, and let's move on to this second one, okay, on how to solve the same problem. I just copy paste the question, okay, and then we use real number line. Okay, so almost the same thing. Okay, we put everything, okay, we group everything on one side, okay, and then we get that. And second, we need to make sure is positive. If it's not, then we have to multiply. So beware, when you multiply by -1 or divide by -1, the sign over here will change. But in this case, the sign will not, because we are not multiplying anything by -1. Okay, next we factorize them. Basically, I just copy paste what I had before. Okay, and then for real number line, afterwards we need to do some assumption. Okay, we need to let everything, okay, greater than 0. In this case, it's just the same thing. That's why you think it's the same thing. But there will be some other example that we need to it will be different. Okay, in this case, it's just the same thing. Okay, coincidentally. Okay, so when we let everything greater than 0, we will get x minus 2 greater than 0, x greater than 2. While the other one, x plus 1 greater than 0, x greater than minus 1. Now, let's represent this interval on a real number line. So, -1 here, 2 is here. Okay, maybe we use green for this and we use purple for this, yeah. Okay, now x greater than -1. Okay, it's just put a circle on top of -1, so it's an open circle. Okay, why it's a open circle? Empty circle, sorry. If it is an empty circle, why? Because there is no equal sign over here. Okay, so after that, we want to know the direction. Okay, we put a line over there, so it's like an arrow pointing to the right, isn't it? So that is the type of line that we are going to draw. Okay, now let's proceed to the purple one. Okay, x greater than 2. Okay, so we have an empty circle on top of 2, and then the arrow that we want is going to the right. Over there, you see, I put line inside the greater symbol, so it shows that it's an arrow pointing to the right. Okay, now we've done representing the inequalities in the form of lines in a real number line. Okay, what should we do next is that we put positive on the line. Okay, why? Because it's a no-brainer lah, because x greater than 2 is always positive, right? Okay, so it's a positive value. Other than the line, the values are negative. So over here are negative, over here also negative. Now the next step is that we need to combine those symbols to become one symbol. We combine them. How to combine them? Okay, you see over here is a bracket, right? The first factor and the second factor are connected by the operation over here, and the hidden operation over here is a multiplication. It's a dot or it's a cross lah. Okay, so from there we can multiply. Multiply minus is a positive, minus multiply positive, it's a negative. Positive is positive. So we've done with that, and then we are looking for the value. Okay, now where should we look for the value? As I said earlier, the one that we factorize. Do not look here, okay, because this is the assumption that we do. Even though it's look the same, it is not the correct way to do it. We need to look where we factorize the expression. Okay, the quadratic, we factorize it here. So this is the symbol, isn't it? So we take this one, not this one. Okay, coincidentally it's the same thing, but it's not. Okay, so better I padam that, otherwise you will get confused. So it's greater than 0, isn't it? Greater than 0 is a positive. Okay, positive. Where is positive? This is positive, this is positive. So the one that we want is minus 1 minus infinity, open, open, to infinity, open, open. How to write it in final form? Copy, paste. Okay, and then put union. Okay, so that's how we do a real number line. Okay, last but not least, it is a table of signs. Okay, so more or less the same process. Okay, greater than 0. Okay, and then that minus 1 x plus 1 minus 2. Okay, in this case, okay, we need to find what we call ZOF or CV. Z or F stands for zero of factors, okay, while CV stands for critical values. Okay, these two in this case are the same thing, so I just write Z or F over there. And what does it mean by that is Z or F or CV is a number that makes a factor 0. Okay, so how many factors do we have over here? We have one factor, we have two factors. So we have to find the values that makes each factor 0. So let's have a look in the first factor, x plus 1. What sort of value that will make x plus 1 0? The value is minus 1. So the Z of F is minus 1. And how about the second factor? The second factor, the number that will make the second factor 0 is 2. So from there, we know that the Z of F are minus 1 and 2. Okay, we've done with this. Next step is that we need to form a table more or less like this. Okay, the use of finding Z or F is that we put the minus 1 over here and over here. Okay, we need to put the Z or F according to the value of the Z or F. Do not put like this because it's not logic. Okay, we need to put the smaller number on the left hand side and the greater number on the right hand side. Okay, now after that, we need to come up with the interval and number. Okay, how to know how many rows that we need to write over here, need to leave over here. As you know, I already drawn the table. So how to know? It's easy. Just look on how many factors do we have. So over here we have one factor, we have two factors. So 2 factors, we plus 1. Okay, if there's a 3 factors, example, x plus 1, x minus 3, x plus 2. Okay, maybe less than 0. Okay, maybe less than 0. So in this case, how many rows we need to decide? 1, 2, 3. 3 factors plus 1. Okay, so this is just an example, yeah. So I just rub it off. Okay, so we need 2 factors and 1 more. So 1, 2, 3. So that is why I leave 3 empty rows over here. Okay, on top of the number, we leave it out first. Okay, let's have a look in the interval row. So interval row is we need to come up with the interval. Since we since we put -1 over there, the interval lies before -1 is from minus infinity. Why that color? Okay, minus infinity up until -1. Okay. Don't worry, minus infinity always accept open bracket. Okay, while this one is -1 up until 2. We will decide the brackets for the values for the numbers later, but for now we just write the the number. Okay, this one open bracket. Okay, now let's fill up the empty rows. Okay, so what we need to fill up is the individual factor. Okay, so this is for the first one, and that one is for the second one, and last is the combination of them. Okay, so that is why we need one more empty row. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, after that we need to what we need to do? Oh, we need to complete the interval. I'm sorry. Now, how to complete the interval? It is very, very easy. Just have a look where the last line that we factorize. We look over here. Okay, is there any equal sign? There's no equal sign, isn't it? So we just put open bracket for all the numbers. Okay, so number over here. So let's see, the number is one example. Okay, any number that you can pick belong to the interval down here. Okay, so what is the number between minus infinity up until -1 is -2. Okay, so for the second column, -1 up until 2 is maybe easy, we take 0. 1 also can, but I kind of like 0 more. Okay, next is 2 to infinity, we take 3 lah. Okay, now what we should do is we use the number and then we substitute inside the bracket, and then we decide and then we look at the sign. Okay, we don't care about the value of the number, we just care about the sign, whether it's a positive or negative. Okay, so -2 with this one we put inside, -2 plus 1 is -1, so the sign is negative. I don't want the 1, I just want the negative. Okay, so get rid of the 1 and then put the negative. Okay, let's go for 0. Say 0 inside x plus 1, we get 1. 1 is positive. Okay, now next is 3. Okay, 3 with this one, 3 plus 1 we get 4. 4 is positive. Remember, we don't care about the value, we just care about the type of value, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, for the second row, I just do it in my mind, so I won't be saying anything. Okay, okay, done. Okay, so for the first two rows, we've done plugging in the sign. Okay, for the third one, we don't need to do the same thing anymore, because as you can see here, it's the multiplication of x plus 1 and x minus 2. So we might as well multiply the sign over here. Something negative multiplied by something negative, we will get something positive. Okay, and something positive we multiply with something negative, we will get something negative. Okay, and last but not least, something positive multiply something positive, we will get something positive. Okay, so we've done with that, and then we want to choose which one that we want. Okay, where to decide? We look at the last line that we factorize the quadratic inequalities over here, you see the greater sign. Okay, greater than 0 means positive. Okay, where is the positive? Over here and over here. So what is the solution? Simple. You just take the interval beneath it. Okay, so as you can see, the first positive that I circle in purple, the interval is minus infinity until minus 1. This one, and 2 until infinity. Okay, so the answer is that union with 2 until infinity. So that's it. Okay, so that's it by using table of signs. Okay, maybe I zoom it up a little bit for you to get a general idea, and maybe some differences and some similarities between these three. Okay, thank you for your time and attention. Assalamualaikum and have a good day.